a secret midnight mansion, millions siphoned from royal funds, and one furious king. When Charles uncovers Camilla's hidden fraud for Tom Parker Bowles, the crown strikes back fast. By sunrise, the entire estate is reduced to rubble, and Camilla's empire collapses with it. This scandal changes everything. The midnight construction that shook Nunham. Every night, just as the village clock strikes 10 p.m., Nunham's peace is shattered. Engines roar to life behind towering black mesh barricades, vibrating the ground beneath small cottages. For the first time in living memory, this quiet countryside town feels hunted, swallowed by noise, secrecy, and intimidation. Workers arrive in unmarked vans. Floodlights ignite the night. The smell of cement and diesel thickens the air. And no one, not a single villager, has been told what's happening. All they know is that it begins at night, ends near dawn, and leaves behind nothing but dust and whispered fear. For 72-year-old Margaret Holt, whose cottage sits directly opposite the site, the nights become unbearable. The noise rattles her windows, shaking her awake at all hours. She calls the council. She calls the mayor. She even calls the police. Each time, she gets the same vague response. It's a sanctioned royal project. Please remain calm. But Margaret has lived long enough to know when something is wrong. And nothing about this feels royal. It feels hidden. The next day, the mayor appears on doorsteps with forced smiles and thick envelopes. He calls it a goodwill gesture, £500 for every household, a bribe dressed as kindness. Most residents, exhausted and scared, take it to avoid confrontation. But Sarah Jenkins, a single mother with 2 young children, refuses. "If this is legitimate, why do we need hush money?" she asks him. The mayor's smile fades. He leaves her pamphlet untouched on the doorstep. That night, Sarah starts filming from her window. She records the trucks, the cement mixers, the strange deliveries arriving in plain wooden crates. She documents the shadowy men in reflective vests, men who never speak, who never remove their helmets, who avoid eye contact. Within days, she has hours of footage, enough to question the truth behind the so-called royal project. And she's not alone. Rumors swirl through Nunham about political ties, hidden estates, whispered scandals. The elderly speak of land deals that never made sense. Farmers recall being approached months ago about temporary land use. No one knows the full story, but everyone feels it. Then comes the moment everything shifts. A palace staffer, someone who has served through 3 royal administrations, hears about Nunham's construction chaos. He asks a few quiet questions, contacts a few senior aides, and within 48 hours, the rumor hits the highest levels of the palace. Something is happening in Nunham. Something off the books. And the person most alarmed is not the king. It's Prince William. The quiet nights in Nunham are about to explode into the biggest royal investigation in decades. Prince William is alerted. Something's not right. The first whisper reaches Prince William through an unexpected source. James Whitby, his most trusted advisor, hears it from his own wife. She mentions it casually over breakfast. The sleepless villagers, the mysterious construction lights, the strange payments the mayor is handing out, like charity. James pauses. Something feels unnatural. He checks the royal schedules. No project in Nunham. No approved construction. No financial authorization. Nothing. By the time he reaches Kensington Palace, he's already uneasy. "Sir," he begins, placing a thin file on William's desk, There's something happening in Nunham, and it's not sanctioned. William scans the documents. Night construction, unregistered companies, no royal codes. And then, the most disturbing detail. A payment of £8,400 has been sent to a small unknown firm named Denning & Sons, listed under a vague reference, RPF, External Maintenance. William frowns. RPF? The Royal Property Fund doesn't make micropayments. Who authorized this? James shakes his head. No signature from your office. No approval chain. No treasury stamp. A chill runs through the room. William opens the digital ledger himself, the real-time system he monitors closely. There is no Nunham project, no construction file, no emergency works order. But someone has opened an accounts pathway using a shadow code. The first red flag. William turns serious, his voice grounded and sharp. James, investigate quietly. No emails, no paper trail. Not even the king knows yet. It's not distrust of Charles, it's protection. The king is still recovering, and William refuses to let stress reach him unless absolutely necessary. James begins digging, slowly, carefully. He traces Denning & Sons, a minor contractor, barely functional, but linked to Arthur Denning, personal assistant to Tom Parker Bowles. Another flag. William's instincts sharpen. He knows what misuse of royal funds looks like. And this feels deliberate, hidden, dangerous. Within hours, the team uncovers more microtransfers. £1,200, £3,900, £7,500, all routed through obscure subcontractors, all masked as maintenance, all originating from accounts connected to Camilla's administrative network. William leans back, breath steady. This isn't random. Someone is siphoning money and using royal property codes to hide it. A realization hits him. This could be bigger than Tom, much bigger. The trail leads straight toward Camilla's circle, a line the palace never expected to cross. And as William stares at the ledger's blinking cursor, he knows one thing. He is about to dismantle a scheme that could shatter the monarchy. The hidden mansion, and the first clue. The deeper Prince William's team digs, the stranger the financial trail becomes. What should be a simple maintenance check spirals into a tangle of offshore transfers, inconsistent invoices, and signatures that look wrong. The phrase royal infrastructure renovation keeps appearing, but there is no project with that name registered anywhere inside the monarchy. That's when William brings in Eliza Thorne, the brilliant forensic accountant he trusts above anyone. Calm, sharp, unflinching, the kind of expert who would notice a missing comma in a billion-pound document. Eliza combs through the digital bank logs. 2 hours in, she freezes. "Sir, this isn't sloppy fraud. It's deliberate laundering. More than £2.1 million, disguised through shell companies, has been funneled into a Jersey bank under the name Clifton Equity Holdings, a company created only 8 months earlier. A company with one beneficiary, the Parker Heritage Trust." William goes still. Tom's trust. They keep digging. Every payment is approved by the same man, Arthur Denning, Tom Parker Bowles' personal assistant. The same Denning & Sons that received the £8,400 maintenance payment Sarah Jenkins mentioned. The timing matches perfectly with the night construction. Something huge is being funded under the radar. William sends Eliza and 2 investigators directly to Nunham. They approach the site posing as independent auditors. What they find shocks even them. Workers whisper the truth behind their masks. "This isn't repairs. It's a mansion. They describe an estate larger than any home in Nunham, a structure with marble flooring, a private cinema, heated garden pathways, a wine cellar, staff quarters, and, the detail that breaks everything open, an infinity pool overlooking the riverbank. Not a royal project, not maintenance, not repairs, a luxury estate. Eliza asks for blueprints. A young electrician, tired of the lies, hands her a folded sheet he secretly copied. At the bottom, in bold, stylized lettering, is the signature TPB, Tom Parker Bowles. Eliza calls William immediately. He doesn't speak for several seconds. Then, this isn't negligence. This is theft, fraud, and it's happening in my father's name. And somewhere inside the palace, Camilla knows exactly what has been done. Prince William faces the unthinkable. The more evidence William collects, the clearer the truth becomes. This isn't a small financial misstep or a misfiled invoice. This is massive embezzlement from the Royal Maintenance Fund money meant for historical preservation, veterans housing, rural development, and emergency infrastructure has been siphoned away, and now stands at £12.3 million. £12 million stolen under the guise of royal authority. And every string, every signature, every coded transfer leads back to one person, Tom Parker Bowles. But William refuses to jump to conclusions. If Tom did this, did Camilla know? He doesn't want the answer, but he needs it. Eliza finds the next clue, a £500,000 transfer marked emergency completion, sent only a week earlier. The project is being rushed, aggressively, like someone is desperate to finish before anyone notices. William feels the weight in his chest. This is no longer financial misconduct. This is a cover-up in motion. He wants to go to his father. He wants Charles to hear the truth from him before anyone else. But one look at the king's fragile state, still pale, still recovering, stops him cold. Charles can't handle this. Not yet. William gathers his team. We continue without him. No disclosure, no leaks, no mistakes. And for the first time, he speaks the fear sitting heavy in his gut. If Camilla authorized Tom's mansion, she betrayed the crown. The room goes silent. A betrayal from inside the family is the one scandal the monarchy has never faced head-on, until now. William closes the ledger, stands tall, and prepares himself for what comes next. He's not just finding the truth. He's about to tear it out of the shadows. Camilla moves to cover it up. The moment the first whispers of an investigation reach Camilla, everything inside Clarence's house shifts. Staff notice it instantly. Her tone sharpens. Her schedule disappears. Meetings get cancelled without explanation. Aides move faster and speak quieter. Camilla's world, once polished and controlled, suddenly feels frantic, like a woman scrambling to put out a fire she started. In a private room behind her office, Camilla summons her most loyal aide, Harriet Rowland, a woman known in palace circles as the Fixer. Harriet locks the door. Camilla's first words are chillingly direct. We clean this now, before William destroys us. Harriet opens a laptop already filled with templates of royal signatures, hundreds of archived samples used for ceremonial stockings, honorary labels, and historical approvals. Camilla points to them without blinking. Forge Charles, forge William, make it look routine. Harriet hesitates just for a second. Camilla narrows her eyes. Do it, or resign. Within minutes, Harriet begins creating falsified approval sheets, tracing signatures Charles hasn't used since 2022. She backdates authorizations, edits digital ledgers, and stamps documents with outdated seals in hopes no one notices. Camilla moves fast, too. She quietly reassigns 3 senior accountants who might ask questions. One is sent to Balmoral for a temporary posting. One is placed on leave. One is abruptly demoted to archive storage. "We cannot leave loose ends," she tells Harriet. "Not this time." Meanwhile, she orders Arthur Denning, Tom Parker Bowles's assistant, to reroute every suspicious transfer into a single account under the Parker Heritage Trust, a Jersey-based foundation designed to look philanthropic but functioning as a personal vault. Tom, blissfully unaware of the storm about to hit, arrives at Clarence's house for a private visit. Camilla pulls him into her sitting room and closes the door. He laughs nervously. "Mum, is something wrong?" Camilla takes his hands. "You deserve what the royal family denied me for decades. A home, a legacy, a place of your own. The palace owes you this." Tom looks stunned, confused, hopeful. But Camilla's voice darkens as she grips him tighter. "And if they try to take it from us, we fight." Unknown to her, the fight has already begun, and William's investigation is closing in faster than she realizes. By midnight, all the altered documents are in motion. Staff are threatened, files deleted, signatures forged, money shifted. Camilla exhales, believing she has regained control. But what she doesn't know is that her every move is already under watch, and the cracks are widening. The whistleblowers step forward. While Camilla builds her wall of lies, William's investigation grows sharper. His team sits in a secured briefing room beneath Kensington Palace, the kind used only for national emergencies. This is just as serious. The first break happens with a trembling hand. A veteran royal accountant, Mr. Lewis Hargreaves, arrives unannounced at a side entrance. He looks exhausted, his eyes red from sleepless nights. He clutches a USB drive. "I can't keep quiet," he whispers. "I won't be part of this." Inside the drive, 47 unauthorized transactions, signed with a Charles signature too perfect, too identical, to be real. He confirms the worst. "Her aide told me to process them, or lose my job." William doesn't react. His face stays neutral, but his silence is heavy, the kind that carries rage in its stillness. Later that afternoon, the second whistleblower arrives. Blake Torrance, the construction contractor from Nunham, who oversaw nighttime work. He comes with a folder of printed texts, recorded calls, and blueprints. "Tom told me to inflate everything, triple rates, hide costs under safety codes, and he said the Queen Consort would handle the approvals." He looks William in the eye. "Sir, I didn't know it was illegal. I thought it was royal business." Then comes the third blow. Eliza decrypts the final layer of digital transfers, a hidden folder marked simply Restoration 9A. Inside are expense reports for luxury furniture, Italian marble, hand-carved staircases, wine room installments, pool filtration systems, and custom chandeliers, all labeled as infrastructure work. Every penny came from the Royal Maintenance Fund. Not £1 was used for public service. Not one invoice was legitimate. And at the bottom of each approval line, Arthur Denning. Following verbal instructions from HRH, the Queen Consort. Eliza's voice cracks. "Sir, this isn't just Tom's scheme. Camilla ordered it. Every step." The room goes still. William closes the folder. His jaw tightens. Everything is about to explode. And this time, the crown will not protect the guilty. The trap is set. William strikes back. William doesn't reveal the evidence immediately. He waits. He watches. And when the moment is right, he creates a setting Camilla cannot manipulate. A private royal council session inside a sealed chamber of Buckingham Palace, where no aides, no press, and no lawyers can interfere. The message goes out quietly. Attendance required. His Majesty, the Prince of Wales, the Queen Consort, and 3 neutral council members. Camilla receives her summons late at night and instantly panics. She arrives the next morning in full regal armor, emerald dress, pearls, perfectly styled smile, but her eyes betray her. She looks cornered, confused about how much William knows. Charles enters the chamber slowly, still frail from his recent hospitalization. He sits down with a heaviness William hasn't seen before. Anne is absent. By design. Today is not about family sentiment. Today is about truth. William stands at the head of the table. We're here to discuss unauthorized financial activity involving royal funds. Camilla immediately interrupts, her voice tight. If this is about Nunham, I already told the staff. William raises a hand sharply. I'm not here for excuses. I'm here for evidence. He lays out the first folder, the legitimate ledger. Then the second, the falsified approvals. The air in the room shifts. Camilla tries to regain control. These are lies. I never... William continues unmoved, placing voice recordings, email copies, and matched signatures on the oak table. The council members lean in, whispering among themselves. Then William reveals the final blow. The surveillance footage showing Arthur Denning receiving verbal orders from Camilla. Her voice on the recording is unmistakable. Push the transactions through. Use the old signature file. I'll handle Charles. Camilla goes pale. Charles's face collapses into disbelief. Camilla, how could you? She stammers, reaching for forged documents. No, these are legitimate. Charles approved it. William approved it. William slams the real signatures beside the forged ones. These aren't our signatures. These are archives you recycled. You forged the king's approval to funnel millions into your son's estate. Camilla's defenses crumble in real time. Her voice drops to a whisper. I was protecting Tom. He deserves something of his own. After everything... William cuts her off. What he deserves is accountability. After silence swallows the room. Then, with a steady voice that leaves no space for negotiation, recover every pound, or I go public. Camilla breaks. She looks to Charles for support, but he is staring down at the table, shaking his head, not in anger, but in heartbreak. And just like that, Camilla realizes the truth. She has lost the king. She has lost William. And she has lost the crown. The demolition. A crown cleanses itself. Before sunrise, a convoy of unmarked trucks rolls quietly into Nunham. No crowds, no reporters. Just a silent, swift movement, orchestrated by the most powerful man in the monarchy now, Prince William. At the same time, King Charles signs the confidential order that seals Camilla's fate. Camilla is removed from all royal events, records, and authorities until further notice. In palace language, this is annihilation. Within the hour, William calls a private demolition team, one trusted by the royal family for decades. He gives them a simple, cold directive: level the estate, every stone. The crew wastes no time. By 4:15 a.m., floodlights illuminate the massive structure hidden behind Nunham's black mesh fencing. The mansion, with its private cinema, imported marble kitchen, infinity pool, and gold-leafed stair rails, stands like a monument to arrogance, but not for long. Explosives are placed. Walls are marked. The workers step back. A final check is done. Then, boom! The first section collapses into itself. A thunderous roar echoes across the sleeping village. Windows tremble. Birds scatter. The ground shakes. A second explosion follows. Then a third. Within minutes, the mansion is nothing more than dust, rubble, and twisted steel. Villagers watch from their windows in stunned silence. The same sight that brought them terror for months, now reduced to bare soil. By sunrise, a wooden sign is planted at the gate where Tom's palace once stood. Future site of Nunham Royal Park for public good. William personally ensures the entire £12.3 million is returned to the royal books, disguised as a community grant for infrastructure, green spaces, and children's facilities. No headline announces Camilla's fall. No public statement names Tom. The monarchy chooses a different punishment, not humiliation, but erasure. Camilla and Tom are quietly removed from all upcoming events. Their charities drop them. Their patronages dissolve. Their names vanish from internal lists. Not disgraced, not punished legally, but far worse in royal terms, forgotten. The quiet collapse of Camilla, 200 words. The message comes from a security officer she doesn't recognize. Not Charles, not a senior aide. His voice is flat, cold, almost rehearsed. "Ma'am, you are restricted from all royal events and public appearances. Orders from His Majesty." No apology, no explanation, just an envelope. And then he walks away. For the first time, Camilla feels irrelevant. She retreats to her parlor and finally turns on the television. The screen shows live drone footage of Nunham, the secret estate she built for Tom, or what's left of it. Marble dust, twisted beams, workers clearing debris like it never existed. Then the sign appears. Future site of Nunham Royal Park, approved by HRH, the Prince of Wales. Her wine glass slips from her hand and shatters. The betrayal isn't William's. She expected his wrath. It's Charles. Her Charles. The man she believed would always shield her. Tom calls from Geneva, panicked. "Mom, why did they destroy it? Why are the accounts frozen?" Camilla's voice barely escapes. "Don't come back. They're watching everything." When the call ends, so does her last connection to power. As night settles, she sits alone in the dark, realizing the truth. She built a palace for her son and lost the real one forever. William secures the throne's integrity. 200 words. While Camilla fades into silence, the monarchy shifts around a new center. Prince William. Standing at the window of Kensington Palace, he holds the letter he once prepared to expose Camilla's fraud. Now, he doesn't need it. He tears it into dust. Action has already spoken louder than any scandal. The crown survived. The truth prevailed. And William proved he was the one to guard it. That afternoon, he enters Charles's study. The king sits near the fire, eyes tired, spirit dimmed by betrayal. "Father," William says gently. Charles doesn't hide the pain. "Our family broke long ago," he whispers, "but the throne must remain whole." William sits beside him, not as heir, but as a son who stood between the monarchy and collapse. "I protected it," he says quietly. "I protected you." Charles's single nod is the approval William never sought, but always deserved. Later, William steps onto the palace balcony as London glows beneath him. For the first time, he feels not power, but purpose. "True power," he murmurs, "belongs to the one who protects the truth." With Camilla removed and the stolen millions restored, the monarchy stands steady again, and William steps forward into the era already waiting for him. Camilla loses power. Tom flees. The mansion becomes dust and history, replaced by a public park funded with the recovered millions. William restores order, Charles reclaims control, and the monarchy stands stronger than ever. One truth remains: betray the crown, and the crown will bury every trace of it.